WC McClinton Christian News, where Bishop McClinton is our chief executive of the show. And Sister Coco is working the boards, working the camera, working everything in here. We want to just give a special thanks and shout out to her at this time. You already know where the place is, so when you come in, look for Sister Coco. She'll make sure it comes out right. We have a very special guest on today that's going to be giving us some really good information concerning insurance. I was saying earlier that we was talking about the title of the show, and the title came up, and my little small suggestion was make it Blessed Assurance, because I'm a songster, so everything comes out as in song. So it is a blessed insurance to have some insurance. So I had to put the twist in there anyway, Larry. I had to put it in there. But we want to give you this time now to be introduced to our guest. I already gave his name, Larry, but he's going to introduce himself and how he got started into this program. How you doing, sir?
Very good,
yes,
Lawrence.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Larry and Lawrence.
There we go.
Oh, that's a good match there.
Absolutely.
All right. So you want to give us a little information concerning the program and how you got started into it and what's the good benefits of it?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank Pastor McClinton for having me on, and you for having me on this evening.
Oh, God bless you.
It's a real pleasure.
Yes.
Be happy to tell you how I got into this. It's a rather kind of a funny story.
Oh, okay.
I had read in the Sunday paper where this wasn't funny, but I read in the Sunday paper where a child had passed away, and the family was looking for some kind of donations to help cover funeral costs.
Right, right.
So I was sitting in church, absolutely, and going through the service, and they started the sermon. Frankly, the sermon was very boring.
Okay.
And I guess the Lord found it boring too, because He put this idea in my head that there might be a need out there for some type of funeral coverage, funeral insurance.
Yeah.
So I got in contact with a friend of mine, a pastor, Calvin Lewis, down in San Jose. Ran it by him, and he said, well, look at this. And he reached over and pulled a telephone message off his pad, and it was from somebody that had called in whose mother had passed away and wanted to know if the church could help with some donations to help cover funeral costs. He says, we can't afford this anymore. So that's how I got into it. And it's just been growing by leaps and bounds. Yeah.
Wow. What is the average cost of a funeral?
Well, if you're going to do like a cremation, you can get by for as little as $1,500. If you're going to do a regular funeral with burial and everything, you're looking close to $10,000.
Wow, okay.
So it can get extremely pricey.
Okay. How does the death of a spouse affect the spouse of Social Security? When the spouse has Social Security.
If you have a husband and a wife, and a spouse passes away, they're going to lose 50% of their Social Security. So that can be a big drop in income.
Yeah, yes.
And families can't take that.
Right, right.
And then have funeral costs on top of it. You just can't do it.
Can a plan ever be canceled due to the age or health?
Oh, good question. Many of the plans, there's a lot of plans on the market. Some of them, you'll see where the rate goes up every 4 to 5 years. Until it hits a particular age, and then they will cancel the insured out. And the insurance ends. Not a good way to go. And yes, some of them can change the plans as they're going along. I prefer an insured funeral plan where it can never be touched. Once the insured has got it, they have it literally forever. You can't raise the premiums up. They can't lower the coverage, can't cancel them out. There's one very big one that's on the market today that at age 80, it's all done. Well, what good is a plan like that if you live to age 80 in 1 day and pass away? You have no coverage. So all that money paid in is lost. Not a good way to go. So what I did, I went to 2 companies and told them about the problem that the churches had, especially a lot of the little churches, because they just don't have the funds to take care of this situation. So the companies came back, eased up on the underwriting for us, and so to the point of where we can literally insure anybody. Now, many plans will offer from age 45 on up, they'll offer a plan with a 2-year waiting period.
Right.
And some of those are okay. We can write an individual, I don't care what their age is, down to age 0 and guarantee them coverage. That's unheard of in the insurance market today.
Right.
Very unusual. So those are the kind of programs I think an individual has got to look for.
Oh, okay.
To where they can't be canceled out, can't be touched, that sort of thing.
Right. Now, you know, insurance is a lot of tricky stuff in insurance.
Yes, there is.
So I'm going to continue to go down my list of good questions to ask that I know some of our people are going to be encouraged by. And another one that I would ask is, what about this one here? What does the death, well, what about this one right here? Can the benefit of a plan decrease or premium costs?
Well, the premiums go up? Good question, because there are plans like that out there. Ours do not. No, you want a plan that the death benefit is going to stay level. It's never going to decrease. You also want one where your premiums are locked in forever.
Okay.
Now, you can get different types of plans. You can get a plan that might be paid up at, say, 3 to 5 years. But you have that level benefit. Plan all paid up in 10 years, all paid up in 20 years, or you can get one that you